Welcome to Jesus Christ Foot Soldier. We are thrilled to have you join us on this spiritual journey. Whether you are a longtime believer or someone seeking answers, this series is designed to inspire and uplift you. Our mission is to explore the profound stories of faith, resilience, and divine intervention that have shaped the lives of countless individuals throughout history. If you feel lost or forgotten, you're not alone. Many of us have experienced moments of doubt and despair, questioning our purpose and direction. It's during these times that we often feel the most isolated, as if no one understands our struggles. But take heart, for you are not the first to walk this path, and you certainly won't be the last. Throughout the ages, countless individuals have faced similar challenges and have emerged stronger and more faithful. Some of the greatest people in the Bible, God's generals, once faced what seemed like dead ends. These were men and women who, despite their unwavering faith, encountered seemingly insurmountable obstacles. Yet, through their trials, they discovered the boundless grace and power of God. Their stories serve as a testament to the incredible transformations that can occur when we place our trust in the divine. But the same God who turned their trials into testimonies can do the same for you. No matter how dire your circumstances may seem, there is always hope. The stories we will share in this series are not just ancient tales. They are living examples of God's enduring love and mercy. They remind us that even in our darkest hours, we are never alone. God is always with us, guiding us, and providing us with the strength to overcome any obstacle. Stay with us as we dive into their stories and uncover the divine power that transforms brokenness into greatness. Each episode will take you on a journey through the lives of these remarkable individuals, exploring the lessons they learned and the miracles they witnessed. Our goal is to help you grow in your faith and experience the transformative power of God's love. So join us as we embark on this incredible adventure, and together, let's discover the divine potential within each of us. Jacob was fleeing from his brother Esau after deceiving him for the birthright. The tension between the two brothers had reached a boiling point, and Jacob knew that staying would mean facing Esau's wrath. The desert stretched out before him, a vast and unforgiving landscape, but it was his only option. He had to keep moving, had to stay ahead of Esau's anger. He had nothing, just a staff in his hand. This staff, though simple, was his only companion on this arduous journey. It was a symbol of his current state, stripped of everything, relying on the bare minimum to survive. Each step he took was heavy with the weight of his actions and the uncertainty of his future. The barren landscape mirrored his inner desolation, a reflection of the emptiness he felt inside. Yet, in his loneliness and despair, God met him in a dream at Bethel and gave him a promise. As Jacob lay on the hard ground using a stone for a pillow, he drifted into a deep sleep. In his dream, he saw a ladder reaching up to heaven, with angels ascending and descending on it. At the top of the ladder stood the Lord, who spoke to Jacob, reaffirming the covenant made with his grandfather Abraham and his father Isaac. God promised to give Jacob and his descendants the land on which he was lying, and assured him that his offspring would be as numerous as the dust of the earth. This divine encounter was a turning point for Jacob, a moment of profound spiritual awakening. That night, a fugitive became the father of Israel. Jacob awoke with a renewed sense of purpose and determination. He took the stone he had used as a pillow and set it up as a pillar, pouring oil on top of it to consecrate the place. He named the place Bethel, meaning house of God, and made a vow to the Lord. Jacob promised that if God would be with him, protect him on his journey, provide him with food and clothing, and bring him back safely to his father's house, then the Lord would be his God. This vow marked the beginning of Jacob's transformation from a man on the run to a patriarch of a great nation. When you feel lost and hopeless, remember, God still has a covenant over your life. Just as Jacob found hope and direction in the midst of his despair, so too can we find solace in the promises of God. No matter how dire our circumstances may seem, we are never truly alone. God's covenant is a reminder that we are part of a larger story, one that is filled with purpose and promise. So when you find yourself in a barren landscape, feeling lost and without direction, look up and remember that God is with you, guiding you towards a future filled with hope and possibility. Joseph's journey began with dreams of greatness, but his brother's betrayal changed everything. Sold into slavery and falsely accused, he found himself in a prison cell. For 13 years, Joseph faced immense hardship and isolation. Yet, in a single day, God transformed his fate from prisoner to palace ruler. Remember, your trials are not the end. God is preparing you for a greater purpose. Moses, once a prince of Egypt, found himself on the run after killing an Egyptian. Born to a Hebrew family, he was hidden by his mother to escape Pharaoh's decree to kill all newborn Hebrew boys. Discovered by Pharaoh's daughter, he was raised in the Egyptian palace, enjoying the privileges and education of royalty. However, his heart was always with his people, the Hebrews, who were suffering under the harsh rule of the Egyptians. One day, seeing an Egyptian beating a Hebrew slave, Moses intervened and killed the Egyptian. Fearing for his life, he fled to the land of Midian, leaving behind his royal life and becoming a fugitive. For 40 years, Moses lived as a shepherd, far from the life he once knew. In Midian, he found refuge with Jethro, a priest, and married his daughter Zipporah. He settled into a quiet life, tending to Jethro's flocks. The once prince of Egypt now led a humble existence, guiding sheep through the rugged terrain of the desert. This period of his life was marked by solitude and reflection, a stark contrast to the opulence and activity of the Egyptian court. Yet, it was in this wilderness that Moses learned patience, resilience, and leadership, qualities that would be crucial for his future mission. But in that wilderness, God called him through a burning bush. One day, while tending his flock near Mount Horeb, Moses encountered a bush that was on fire but not consumed by the flames. Curious, he approached, and from the bush, God spoke to him, revealing his plan to deliver the Israelites from their bondage in Egypt. God instructed Moses to return to Egypt and lead his people to freedom. Despite his initial reluctance and feelings of inadequacy, Moses accepted the divine mission, empowered by the assurance that God would be with him. A man who once ran for his life became the greatest deliverer of Israel. Returning to Egypt, Moses confronted Pharaoh, demanding the release of the Hebrew slaves. Through a series of miraculous plagues, God demonstrated his power, and Pharaoh eventually relented. Leading the Israelites out of Egypt, Moses guided them through the Red Sea, which parted to allow their escape and then closed upon their pursuers. He led them through the wilderness where they received the 10 Commandments at Mount Sinai, establishing a covenant with God. Moses' journey from fugitive to deliverer is a testament to the transformative power of faith and obedience to God's call. Your wilderness season is not wasted. God is preparing you for a calling. Just as Moses' time in the desert was a period of preparation, your own seasons of solitude and challenge are shaping you for a greater purpose. Embrace these times with faith, knowing that every experience, no matter how difficult, is part of a divine plan. Trust that God is working in your life, equipping you with the strength, wisdom, and character needed to fulfill your unique calling. Like Moses, you may find that the very trials you face today are the foundation for the extraordinary mission that lies ahead. David was chosen by God while he was still a young shepherd. Instead of ascending to the throne immediately, he faced immense trials, fleeing from King Saul and enduring hardships. Throughout these challenges, David's faith in God remained steadfast. Eventually, God's promise was realized and David became king. Remember, God's timing is perfect. He is crafting your journey. Peter was a fisherman, but not a very successful one. He toiled all night and caught nothing until Jesus stepped into his boat. When he obeyed Jesus' word, his nets overflowed. Despite denying Jesus 3 times, Peter was restored and became a cornerstone of the early church. Your past failures do not disqualify you. God's mercy is greater. All these men, Jacob, Joseph, Moses, David, and Peter, faced immense challenges and moments of deep despair. Yet, God's power brought about incredible transformations in their lives. Your journey is unique, and God's transformative power is at work in your life right now. Remember, your journey is unique, and God is with you every step of the way. Embrace His love, seek His guidance, and let your faith be your strength. If you have questions or need support, email us at jesuschristfootsoldier@gmail.com. Our team is here to support you in your spiritual journey. Subscribe to our channel for more inspiring content. Like, share, and spread this message to uplift others.